choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. Je choisis Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. Je choisis Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. Je choisis Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui.
En marchant dans les chemins, dans les rues, observant tous les...
For eternity. First letter of John, chapter 2. First John, chapter 2, verse 15. 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. We read this. Do not love the world or anything that belongs to the world. If you love the world, you do not love the Father. Everything that belongs to the world, what is sinful self-desires, what people see and want, and everything in this world that people are so proud of, none of this comes from the Father. It all comes from the world. The world and everything in it that people desires is passing away. But he who does the will of God lives forever. The world passes away. Everything which is glorious from this world, it makes glory. It passes away. The sinful desires in this world passes away. A man who's getting old, his self-desires are going to get low, to diminish. The man who's not have money, his self-desires are going to lower down. The self-desires of this world are going away. What make people proud, what attract people, even the desire to have the things of this world are going to pass away. The people who is dead doesn't need anything. The glory of this world passes away. But the one who does the will of God lives forever. We're going to speak about the glory of this world. The glory. It makes the strength. It gives strength to people. It gives proudness to people. It glitters. It manifests with power. It gives people assurance. It is glory. When they say people is in glory, it means that people is bright, that people has got much money, that people is strong. That's glory. You can be in glory, in personal glory, but people don't see that you're in glory, but yourself, you consider that you are in the glory. It is a glory. And we read in the book of Daniel, we're going to see an example. In chapter 4, Daniel chapter 4, we take an example of a king. For many people, they are king for themselves. Many people are king for themselves. They are their own kings. That's why we take the example of this king. Daniel chapter 4. The king is speaking. King Nebuchadnezzar sent the following message to the people of all nations, races, and languages in the world. Greetings. Listen to my account of the wonders and the miracles which the sovereign God hath shown one. Try to understand that if today Nebuchadnezzar is speaking to you. You see, I speak to every nation, every people, to people of every language. Today, the king Nebuchadnezzar is speaking to you, is addressing you. It is just an image. I repeat it again. Nebuchadnezzar, king, to all the people, to the nations, to people of every language who live in the world. It is every one of us, every man of humanity. Greetings. Listen to my account of the wonders and miracles which the supreme God has shown me. How great are the wonders God showed us. How powerful are the miracles He performs. God is King forever. He will rule for all time. I was living comfortably in my palace, enjoying great prosperity, but I had a frightening dream and saw terrifying visions while I was asleep. I ordered all the royal advisors in Babylon to be brought to me so that they could tell me what the dream meant. We move to the verse 10. When I was asleep, I had a vision of a huge tree in the middle of the earth. It grew bigger and bigger until it reached the sky and could be seen by everyone in the world. Its leaves were beautiful and it was loaded down with fruit, enough for the whole world to eat. What animals rested in its shade, birds built nets in its branches, and every kind of living being ate its fruit. What I was thinking about my vision, I saw coming down from the heaven an angel, alert and watchful. He proclaimed in a loud voice, "Cut the tree down and chop off its branches, strip off its leaves and scatter its fruit, drive the animals from under it and the birds out of its branches, but leave the stump in the ground with a band of iron and bronze around it. Leave it there in the field with the grass. Now let the dew fall on this man, and let him live with the animals and the plants. For 7 years he will not have a human mind, but the mind of an animal. This is the decision of the elect and watchful angels. So then, let all people everywhere know that the Supreme God has power over human kingdom and that He can give them to anyone He chooses, even to the least important of men. This is a dream I had, said the king Nebuchadnezzar. Now, Belshazzar, tell me what it means. None of my royal advisors could tell me, but you can, because the Spirit of the Holy God is in you. Nebuchadnezzar saw that great tree which can be seen everywhere from the earth, and its leaves nourished all humanity. But at a time, an angel, the one with a light, angel, came down, say, "Cut down the tree, but leave the stump, tied it, the stump, with the roots, tied it with iron, leave it with iron chains and bronze." And they say, what is curious here, it is said in this verse 16, his human heart will be taken from him. That tree, it was really a man. And we're going to listen to the interpretation of this dream. Verse 19. At this, Daniel, who is also called Belshazzar, was so alarmed that he could not say anything. The king said to him, "Belshazzar, don't let the dream and its message alarm you." Belshazzar replied, "Your Majesty, I wish that dream and its explanations applied to your enemies and not to you. The tree, so tall that it reached the sky, could be seen by everyone in the world. Its leaves were beautiful, and it had enough fruit on it to feed the whole world, while animals rested under it, and birds made their nests in its branches. Your Majesty, you are the tree, tall and strong. You have grown so great that you reach the sky, and your power stands over the whole world. While your Majesty was watching, an angel came down from heaven and said, "Cut the tree down and destroy it, but leave the stump in the ground. Wrap a band." Verse 24. This then is what it means. Your Majesty, and this is what the Supreme God has declared, will happen to you. You will be driven away from human society and will live with wild animals for 7 years. You will eat grass like an ox and sleep in open air, where the dew will fall on you. There you will admit that the Supreme God controls all human kingdom, and that it can give them to anyone he chooses. The angel ordered the stump to be left in the ground. This means that you will become king again when you acknowledge that God rules all the world. So then, your Majesty, follow your advice. Stop sinning. Do what is right. And be merciful to the poor. Then you will continue to be prosperous. That's what Daniel is telling the truth. You have become great, strong, and you are making all the earth admiring you. Most of us, no one of us is like Nebuchadnezzar, but we can't be that for ourselves. The one who is too pride, someone who's pride, you think his word is his word. He sees himself as being a world word. So by this time, he's going to consider things as Nebuchadnezzar did. To be power, to be great. It is written by the verse 28. All the things did happen to King Nebuchadnezzar. Only 12 months later, while he was working about on the roof of his royal palace in Babylon, he said, "Look how great Babylon is. I built it as my capital city to display my power and might, my glory and majesty." Before the words were out of his mouth, a voice spoke from heaven. "King Nebuchadnezzar, listen to what I say. Your royal power is now taken away from you." This man, in spite of all the warnings, but he looked at his possessions. Is not this Babylon, the great I have built as my royal palace, with my power? Many of us, sometimes people look at their past, they glorify, they magnify themselves. Some others, people look at their cars, their belongings, or their spirituality. They say, "I pray a lot." Everyone has got a subject. Some others, even they are not risen up by other people, they rise themselves. They lift themselves. When I was a little boy, I used to play with my fingers. I consider my fingers as being human beings. It means that a human being is able to imagine everything. He feels himself powerful. He thinks what he thinks is going to be fulfilled. You can be there. You think about yourself. You look at your children. You look at your body.
Tu regardes à tes biens. Tu regardes à ton diplôme.
You look at your belongings. You look at your diploma.
Tu regardes à ta position dans l'église.
You look at your position
Tu es là comme le roi
in the church.
Nebuchadnezzar. Oh,
You're there like the king Nebuchadnezzar.
parti avec ma propre
You
force.
see, isn't
Maintenant,
that
on
I
le dit pas
built
forcément
with
avec
my
la
own
bouche.
strength?
On peut le dire avec
We-
la pensée, avec le cœur, avec la...
Sometimes we do
la
not proclaim it with
respiration,
our
mais
mouth,
on
but
peut
with our
penser
heart we can
comme
say it.
Nebuchadnezzar.
With the way we breathe, we can
Tout ça,
think
c'est
just
la
about
gloire
it.
de ce monde.
It is the glory of this
Nebuchadnezzar
word.
était face à sa gloire,
Nebuchadnezzar
mais
was facing his glory,
et
but it
cette
was the glory of the earth.
passe.
That glory
Le monde,
is passing away.
ceux qui
The
fait la
world
force
is passing away.
des humains,
What
ça
gives
passe.
strength
Ceux qui fait leur
to human
gloire,
being
ça
is
passe.
passing away. What makes glory of the man is
Tu peux regarder à ton
passing
compte
away, but
bancaire
God
et sourire pendant 5
stays
minutes.
forever. You can look at
Mais un jour,
your
ça
money in the
passe.
bank,
Le jour où on reçoit le
your
salaire,
account in bank, it's going to pass away.
on
The
sourit.
way, the day you have got your wages, your salary,
Rendez-vous dans 20
you
jours.
smile. But 20 days later,
Mais le jour,
now
il y a des sommes
you're
quand on les
wondering.
reçoit, tu as l'impression que ça ne finira jamais. Tu te dis, mais
sometimes
comment
when you have a
on
amount of
s'imagine
great
pas
amount of
comment on peut
money,
dépenser
you
ça.
don't imagine that one day you'll be
Michael
moneyless.
a fini, Michael Jackson a fini endetté.
Michael Jackson, you know, he has ended his life with debt. When you see
Tu es face à un bon,
things, you say, oh, this is glorious. When you see a nice food,
tu as l'impression que le monde
nice
s'arrête
dish,
là.
or
Non,
a nice
tu vas
hamburger,
manger,
you say, oh,
et
that's
2 jours
my
après, tu vas
life.
avoir faim, tu vas passer
You're going to
encore
eat,
devant,
but 2 days later,
la gloire,
2 days later, you'll be hungry. You'll need to eat. Things are passing away. They don't stay forever.
tu es attaché à ça.
But if you stuck yourself
Dieu
to
veut te
that,
dire comme Nebuchadnezzar, humilie.
God said to you as to Nebuchadnezzar, humble yourself.
Accroche-toi à Dieu.
Don't stuck yourself to the things which are passing away. Stick yourself to God.
On peut se regarder dans la jeunesse.
You can say, I'm young.
Vous savez, quand on est jeune, même quand quelqu'un
When you are
est
young,
de toi de 2 ans, on a l'impression
even
qu'il est
someone
vieux.
is older
Quand on a 12 ans,
than
10
you,
ans,
just for 2 years,
6 ans, 7 ans, dès que quelqu'un est
when
plus
you
jeune,
are
on a l'impression
7,
qu'il est vieux. Donc, on
8,
se trouve
10,
soi-même très
when you see
jeune.
someone older, you think that the person is older. You think yourself more
Mais
beautiful
même
than
ça
others,
aussi,
cleaner than others. All these things are going to pass away.
la gloire de ce monde,
The glory of this world is passing away.
il faut s'attacher à Dieu. Et
You must
Nebuchadnezzar, c'est lui arrivé. On a
Be
dit, abattez l'arbre.
stuck to God.
Il est devenu fou.
The Satan to Nebuchadnezzar
En forêt.
cut down the
Il a
tree.
fait 7 ans en forêt.
He became mad and was cast away in the forest.
Dieu l'a rétabli.
And in the 7 years, he humbled himself, and God gave him his royal power.
Dit qu'il réserve le
Again.
même sort à tous les humains.
Today, God says, going to treat all humankind this alike if you refuse God.
Le sort de
One day,
Nebuchadnezzar.
you live the same thing as Nebuchadnezzar, one way or another.
Nous refusions Dieu autrefois. Un jour,
In the past, we
il
ourselves
nous a
refused
montré
God,
qu'on n'était
but
rien
one
du
day God
tout.
has shown
Et tu as connu
that
la
we
forêt
were nothing,
juste pour le
and
jour où
we
tu
have
dis,
known what is forest. And it is a day,
c'est moi qui suis petit.
you know, oh Lord, I am the
Quand
smallest.
on a la force, on a l'argent,
When you are strong,
on a
you have got
l'intelligence,
money, you are
on se croit
intelligent,
le plus beau, le plus fort.
you think you are
Et on regarde
the
ceux
more
qu'on est.
intelligent, the strongest.
Il y en a même qui
You
ont-
look at
qui ont le
yourself.
langage suivant. Moi, c'est dans
Some
mes
people say,
principes.
It is my
Donc, quand il
principles.
regarde ses principes, il
When you
se
look at
prend
his,
pour
at his
Dieu.
principles,
Moi, c'est mes principes.
pretends to be God.
Il y en a qui disent,
It's
moi, quand
that's my
j'avance, je ne recule
principles.
jamais. Comme ici,
Or
je
some
viens
people
du
say,
bulldozer.
when I go forward, I never go back.
Tu vas
Go back.
rencontrer un vrai bulldozer. Tu vas comprendre que toi, tu es un
But
humain.
one day you're going to meet a real bulldozer, and you'll know that you are a human being.
Un jour,
Only one day
tu vas rencontrer un plus fort. Et
you're
ta
going to
gloire-
meet a greatest, a
Vous
strongest
n'avez pas
than
entendu
you.
quand on était jeune, des
Someone
justiciers,
stronger.
soit dans le quartier, soit à l'école.
Sometime when we were young
Régner
in
la loi.
our
Un
cities,
jour, il se fait taper.
we have heard about that person who was
D'un collier.
ruling the others, but one day he has been beaten by another one who was not known and known. The glory of this world passes away. but the one who stay
Nous avons connu beaucoup de gens glorieux. Des footballeurs,
close to God, they stay forever. We have known people who were glorious. They were football players, they were pastors, musicians, they were Christian
un jour
singers,
dans leur vie se sont
but
comportés
one day in their life,
et Dieu les
they
a
behave like
Certains en sont revenus,
Nebuchadnezzar,
la plupart ne sont jamais
and God sent them to the forest. Some have come back to life again, others have stayed forever in the forest. It means they have died. It means Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston.
Alors, Dieu,
Nebuchadnezzar humbled himself and God gave him back his
même
glory.
quand tu te crois fort, tu sais bien que tu n'es pas
When you
vainqueur,
think
tu n'es
you
pas
are
bien, il y a quelque chose qui ne va
Strong,
pas.
you
Alors,
know
tu
within
mérites
yourself
toi.
that you are not a
Dieu te
winner.
donnera la vraie
There is something
royauté.
wrong.
C'est
God is going to give you the real royal power if you humble yourself. What God suggests you to have today?
Notre gloire est fausse.
Our glory is wrong glory, is false
Ce
glory.
n'est qu'une apparence.
It's just an appearance.
Que ce soit la jeunesse, que ce soit l'argent,
If you
que ce
are
soit
you're-
l'orgueil, que ce
you are
soit la
young
colère,
or you have got money,
ça semble nous donner une
or
certaine force, mais
your
ce n'est qu'une
hunger,
apparence. Bien-aimé, vous
it's
avez
just
connu
an
l'enfant
appearance.
Armstrong, non?
You've known about Lance Armstrong for 7 years.
Tour de France.
He has been a
7 ans,
champion of Tour de France. 7 years after one after another.
Immense. Il en est
It's a great
arrivé à faire
record.
démissionner le directeur français de l'agence
And he has made
antidopage.
the director of France dismiss the one who was fighting against drug addiction. That man was
Il
powerful.
arrive. Pour nous,
And
Sarkozy, c'est notre président. On le craint. Mais lui,
Sarkozy, our president,
pour Sarkozy,
we fear him.
un dieu. Et Sarkozy fait tout
But
pour le voir, pour le
Sarkozy
recevoir.
considers Armstrong
Mais quand
as
il
being a
sort,
god.
il dit à
Sarkozy,
faut me coincer,
even
le
the president
directeur de
does
l'agence de
everything
dopage, il m'a embêté.
to meet
Et le monsieur se retrouve coincé
Armstrong.
et il démissionne. Voyez la
And
gloire qu'avait
Armstrong
cet
asked
homme-là.
Sarkozy to punish
Mais tout
that
ça,
director.
c'est tombé d'un coup. Parce qu'il a
And
rencontré un
just
patron
one day,
qui lui a dit, petit, je veux
Armstrong
régler ton compte. Il
was
lui a montré un dossier de 1000 pages.
Armstrong collapsed because one day he met one person who showed me his document with 1,000 pages, which show that he was taking drugs. The glory of this world is passing away.
Le cycliste, vous entendez
People who
parler de
know
Bernard
about
Hinault, 5 fois aussi champion
cycling,
de France.
they know about Bernard Hinault, 5 times champion of France. But today, if you see Bernard Hinault, he is unable to ride the bike. He even says that he didn't have the need, he didn't want to ride a bike no more.
Nous lisons
The glory of this world is passing away.
pour synthétiser les choses.
We
Premier
take
point,
just
c'est
4
l'argent.
points
Tout ce qui fait
to
notre
sum
gloire.
up what we're
L'élément-
speaking about.
un
First thing,
élément le plus
it's
important,
money.
c'est les possessions,
The most important thing,
l'argent, les richesses.
it is what you possess, your wealth, money. We're going to read in Luke chapter 12. We're going to speak about money or what you possess.
C'est écrit dans Luc 12,
What is written in Luke,
verset 13.
Luke 12,
Quelqu'un
verse
dit à Jésus,
13?
du milieu de la foule,
A man in the crowd
dis à
said
mon
to
frère de
Jesus,
partager avec
Teacher,
moi notre héritage.
tell my brother to divide with me the property
Qui m'a établi
our
pour
father
notre
left us.
Pour
Jesus
faire
answered
pour
him,
faire vos
My
partages.
friend, who gave me the right to judge or not
Gardez-vous avec soin de toute avarice.
to divide
Car
the
la
property
vie d'un homme
between
ne
you
dépend
two.
pas de ses biens.
And he went on to say to them, All
Il dit cette parabole.
watch
Les terres d'un homme riche
out
avaient beaucoup
and guard yourself from every kind of greed, because the
Je n'ai
person's
pas de place pour rentrer ma récolte.
true life is not made up of the things he owns, no matter how rich he may be.
J'y amasserai toute ma récolte
Then
et
Jesus
tous mes
told
biens.
them this parable. There was once a man, a rich man, who had land which bore good crops. He began to think to himself, I haven't
Mais Dieu lui dit,
anywhere to keep all my crops.
cette nuit même
What
ton
can I
âme
do?
sera redemandée.
This
Ce que tu as préparé
is what I will do.
pour qui sera-ce?
He told himself, I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. where I will store my crops and all my other goods. Then I will say to myself, lucky man, you have all good things you need for many years. But God tell him, this night you're going to die. This man used to say, oh, I don't want to work anymore. Every day I'm just going to eat, sleep, eat and drink. It's the same thing God told Nebuchadnezzar, that you're mad. You think you can control everything of this world? No, you're mad. Today you're going to die. Because there is one who's ruling on the universe, the one who is controlling it is God. Anyone who wants to take the place of God, God is going to show that God is the one who's ruling everything on earth. God showed it in Nebuchadnezzar. When Nebuchadnezzar or this man said, I have got a lot of money. Instead of the, I've got money, but you must know something, that you can't create life. Just God can. Who is this Schumacher, Michael Schumacher? Money and glory have prevented that accident? No. God is going to show that God is ruling. It can't prevent, money can't prevent accident. Doesn't money deceive you? Doesn't social security in France deceive you? Everything is going to pass away. The one who lived here in the year 80s, they are sad today because all social benefits are getting down and down, down and down. It's going faster and faster. The 70s will be glorious past for many people. When they think about it, oh, in the past, in France, we had this, we had that. You know, today, Spanish, they are leaving the country illegally. They are going where? To Morocco. At the time I was a student in Morocco, Moroccans and other students do all their best to migrate to Spain. They were taking risks to die crossing the sea. But today it is the contrary. Spanish are going to look for a job in Morocco. It is madness. When we were in Morocco, every people, every Moroccan had a dream to go to Spain. Today things have changed. Suisse. Suisse, there is not long ago, spoke to French people, to Italian, we don't want you in our country. If you think about money as being your security, things are passing away. When you have no more arms, how can you drive your car if you are harmless today? God is the most powerful, not our wealth. Things can disappear. God said the world is passing away. It's better to take yourself to the things we are not passing away. In the wealth, there is power, there is success. All this is going to pass away one day. When we were young, we've heard about Warren Beatty. He was an American actor. We had the greatest number of women. But 10 years later, he has been chased away by women. He had no more success. The world is passing, and the self-desire of this world is passing away. What is glory for you today in this world? It's going to pass away. All this wealth is going to disappoint you. Even your children, your own children, if
ou une
they
femme,
are
un jour, ils vont te décevoir.
your foundation, they are going to deceive you. Even your wife is going to deceive you,
Celui qui se confie en Dieu.
to disappoint you.
Parce que Dieu ne trahit
Blessed the
jamais,
one
il ne soit jamais.
who
Il
is
est fidèle.
who trusts in God, because God never betrays. God is faithful. God is love.
Que ceux qui se confient en l'argent se détrompent.
Those one who trust in money, I want you to come to reality.
Ils sont rouillés. En réalité, si vous les voyez,
James
Dieu nous
said,
ouvre les yeux.
tell to the
On
rich
verra
people
que
that
c'est rouillé.
their wealth has
Ce n'est qu'une question de temps.
got corruption. They are corrupted.
Autant s'attacher aux richesses célestes. C'est
You
pourquoi le
must
Seigneur, il nous
put your
décroche,
confidence in
il nous
the
travaille
spiritual
pour que nous sachions nous
wealth.
libérer de l'argent, parce que
That's
c'est
why
quelque chose qui va nous
God
tuer,
is
qui va nous
working
donner une
within
impression de
us.
puissance, de gloire.
He wants to free
C'est
us from
faux.
money, because
Ce n'est
the
pas glorieux.
power of money
Vous pensez
is
que l'avion qui a disparu,
deceitful.
est-ce qu'il y a eu un
Think
sort
about the plane
différent
which
pour les
has
gens qui étaient en
disappeared.
première classe?
Do you think there is a difference between the one who were
Les gens qui
rich
étaient en
in
première
this
classe ont
plane,
le même sort
the
que
one
les
with
gens
the
qui
first
étaient
class,
en classe
and other were
économique?
in the second class, economic
Il n'y a
class
pas eu de sort différent.
in the plane?
Vous savez, il y a des
They
avions
got
où,
the same fate, no different fate. There are some
différence de
planes
prix entre la classe économique et l'autre, c'est parfois trois
when you
fois.
are in the first place, it can be the price of the ticket
Tout
can
ça,
be
c'est rien.
3 times greater, higher. But when
Le
there is a crash,
deuxième point
everything is okay. Is the same.
concernant
The second
La
point,
méchanceté. Vous savez, la
it is about
méchanceté,
weakness. The weakness.
c'est aussi une force. Hein.
It is
Quand
also
quelqu'un
a
est
strength.
méchant,
When someone
il
is
se sent
weak,
fort
bad,
aussi.
you think he
Parce
is
qu'il est
strong.
capable de faire le mal que les autres
Because
ne peuvent pas faire.
He is able to do
Vous savez,
evil
il y a
other people
bandits et
can't do.
bandits. Il y a délinquants et
We can
délinquants.
see. They are delinquent and
Parmi les
delinquent.
délinquants, les plus méchants
Among delinquents,
sont aussi les
the
ceux-là
wicked,
qui se sentent glorieux. Parce qu'ils sont
they are
capables de tuer un
the one who
policier, mais
feel
toi, tu es pas
themselves
capable.
glorious, but they can kill a policeman. But you
Et donc,
can't.
en cela, ils se sentent glorieux. Ils se
They
sentent
think
forts.
they are glorious.
Vous
They
savez,
think
quand
they are
quelqu'un-
strong.
Quand quelqu'un est en colère, il a l'impression
When
qu'il est
someone
plus
is
fort
angry,
qu'avant. Oh, ce n'est que...
You think he is stronger than before. No, just an impression. It's
Regarde
not
les
reality.
chiens, quand on passe,
As
leur
you say,
couleur maîtresse,
the small
je vois un petit
dogs.
chien qui crie, qui veut te
You just
tuer.
look at just a small dog who
T'attaquer.
want to follow you, to run after you, to
Ou bien
attack
il y a
you.
un
Just
monsieur
it's
qui
a
passe
small
avec
dog.
un gros chien et un autre qui passe avec un
And
petit.
there is
Le petit
another
frère,
one
on le
who's
lâche pour
working
faire
with
le
a
gros
big
chien.
dog. You see the small dog trying to run after the bigger dog. It's just
En réalité, Dieu dit, mais
an
la colère
impression.
va finir.
Anger gives you impression to be stronger. God said no, it's not
Même la
reality.
colère aussi, ça passe. Tu deviens normal. mais
Even
quand tu es
anger
normal, tu
is
as-
going away.
Mais la
When
colère
you
n'arrive plus à te
become
faire.
normal, you find yourself in prison. What is
Qu'est-ce qui
your
m'a pris?
anger? Oh,
Dans ta
what did I
colère,
do?
tu injuries le policier,
When
tu
you are
siffles le
angry,
policier.
you abuse policemen,
Il est plus petit
you
que toi
slap
en taille.
policemen.
D'accord.
Maybe
Mais lui, c'est
this
un
policeman
policier.
is shorter than you, smaller than you,
Outrage.
but he's a policeman. Don't
Un
forget
fonctionnaire
about
de
it.
l'ordre public.
They say you have abused
Et quand tu te retrouves
the man
déjà rien qu'en garde à vue,
who's showing the law in the
colère est
country.
déjà finie. Mais maintenant,
When you
là, tu
realize
ne peux
that,
plus sortir.
you no more
Tu
hungry.
n'as pas suffisamment de colère pour
prison.
casser les barreaux.
You
Tu es
can't
parti. La colère qui
destroy
t'avait donné la force de taper le policier, tu n'as plus.
the windows and go away from your prison. It is
Vous
too
savez,
late for you.
La méchanceté et la colère sont aussi des forces.
The
C'est écrit
weakness
dans Jacques 1:20. Nous allons
and
lire Jacques
anger
1:20.
are strength. We're going to read James chapter 1.
Jacques 1:20.
James 1, verse 20. James 1, 20.
Il est écrit ceci.
We read
Car la
this.
colère
Man's
de
anger
l'homme
does not achieve God's righteous purpose.
Sachez-le, mes frères bien-aimés.
19. Remember this, my dear brothers. Everyone must be quick to listen, but slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Man's anger does not achieve God's righteous purpose.
Même
This
quand
verse
ta
says,
colère te donne l'impression que tu es fort,
even when
ça ne va
your
rien
anger
changer à la suite
gives
des
you the
événements
impression
sur la
that
terre.
you are strong,
C'est
it's
Dieu
not going to
qui
change
préside
things,
à la suite
because
des événements sur la terre. Vous savez
God is the
combien
one
de
who's
gens-
ruling over
combien
the
de
events.
dictateurs africains énervent
How
les
many
gens?
dictators in Africa make people feel angry?
Rien qu'en passant à la télé, ils reçoivent
Just when
1
they
million d'injures.
watch them on
Dès
TV,
que le dictateur passe à la télé,
we can see a
ceux
billion
qui sont en
of
train de regarder la
injuries.
télé, donc si on
They
était
insult
à 5,
him.
4
Many people
déjà dedans.
insult him. If there are 5 people sitting there, 4 people abuse
Combien de
the
personnes ont
dictator.
injurié les dictateurs?
How many people?
Une fois j'étais
Insult
dans un pays, dès
dictators.
qu'il est passé avec
Once I was in a country
son cortège,
when I
les
just
jeunes
see
filles qui
the
étaient à côté, là,
president
ils ont
passing
tout de suite chippé, quoi.
with his followers in the cars. All the young men were, young girls were just abusing, insulting the president. People used to do it. Even 5 years later, we consider that, we see that, we notice that the same dictator is still there. So your anger is not going to change things.
Donc, je vous donne
Only
un
God is
N'aie jamais
presiding, or
rien
the
fait
girl is ruling
quand vous êtes en colère
over events. When you are angry, I give it just
et fermez votre bouche.
this warning. When you are
Jamais rien fait
angry,
quand vous êtes-
don't react.
C'est le
Close
plus-
your mouth.
c'est plus que la
Don't
drogue.
move. It is a trap. It is the
Il y a
greatest,
des drogues qui donnent ces
greatest trap,
sensations-là de
more than drug. Drugs
Mais
used
la
to give the
colère,
sensation, the feeling of power, but anger is
colère
more than drug.
t'enlève toute crainte, toute peur, toute analyse.
Because
Tu n'analyses
anger
plus rien.
takes
C'est
away
elle
from
qui te
you
commande.
your capacity of analyzing things,
Tu es
your
d'autant
fear.
plus entraîné qu'elle te donne une
You-
certaine force. Voilà, elle te donne
You
une certaine force et
taking,
t'enlève tous les freins
because you feel
et tu te lances.
strong and you have
Mais quand tu t'es
no
lancé,
stop. You can't stop
c'est comme un
yourself.
corps qui tombe, hein,
You are no
tu ne
break.
peux pas freiner.
When you go, you
Dès
can't
que
break
ça commence à tomber,
down.
ça tombe.
As
Faut que quelqu'un d'autre vienne
a
arrêter le
stock,
corps. Mais
as
lui-même,
a stone
il peut plus.
falling from
Il est parti.
falling
Conseil,
in the
jamais rien
earth,
faire
it can't stop
le
itself.
coup de la colère.
Never react when you are angry.
Deuxième conseil, arrêtez avec
Another
la méchanceté.
thing I can tell you: stop being wicked,
Jalouser les autres.
hating other
Vous
people,
savez, la méchanceté, en
being
général,
jealous
vient du fait que la personne se
to other
sent
people.
injustement traitée par
Many people are wicked
mais il le dit pas.
because they
Il
think
trouve
that
que les autres sont mieux
they have been
traités, les autres
not
ont
considered
des
rightly
enfants,
by
les
God.
autres,
They think that
ont
other
de
people have got
l'argent, les
children,
autres ont ceci,
other people have been blessed by God, they have got
les autres ont cela,
houses, belongings, they have got this or that.
les autres ont
They
beaucoup de cheveux. C'est toujours
think
les
that
autres
other
et ça
people
crée
have
une
got long
certaine
hair,
méchanceté.
and
Et on
it creates
commence à
a
haïr
kind
les
of
gens,
weakness within them,
détester.
and you begin
Parfois, on ne
to
se le dit
hate
pas
other
parce qu'on est-
people.
on est honteux
But
de jalouser.
Most of the time,
Mais ça fonctionne quand même dans le cœur.
you
On n'a
you
pas
will-
encore pris la décision de dire je
you can't
m'occupe de
tell
mes
it.
affaires.
You can't speak it clearly because you are ashamed to say
C'est ça
it.
avec la méchanceté. Il faut prendre la décision
You see-
de dire je m'occupe de mes affaires.
But you say,
J'arrête
I'm
de m'occuper des
doing
affaires des autres. Je m'occupe
what
de mes affaires.
it's mine.
La
take care of
méchanceté est
myself.
beaucoup liée au regard qu'on a sur les autres.
When people are wicked, it's because they are
Parce que si on est seul
considering
dans la chambre, on va
other
être méchant
people.
envers qui?
When you
C'est
are in
lié
your
aux
bedroom,
autres.
you're alone. How can you be?
Alors pour
Wicked.
sortir de la méchanceté,
It is because you considering other people's
je m'occupe de
life.
moi. Je m'occupe
If you
de
want
ma
to
vie.
go out
Je
from
m'occupe de ma
the
relation
weakness,
avec Dieu.
take care
On
of
est là-bas,
yourself.
on a dit, mais lui,
Take care of
lorsqu'il
your
prie
life, your
vraiment,
own life.
Moi, j'ai du mal à prier comme lui. Lui, il fait
When
ceci,
you
mais moi, j'ai
see
du mal.
other people say,
Et
this
ça crée
people
des choses.
is praying all the
La
time. I
jalousie,
can't do
voir, mais les autres
like
sont
that man.
mieux.
It's
Non.
going to create
Il faut apprendre
something
le
inside you. You'll be jealous. No,
contenter de ce que
you
tu
must
as.
be happy with what God has given you.
Et tu peux être heureux avec
You must be satisfied with what I've given you. You must be
méchanceté,
satisfied with
colère,
yourself.
orgueil sont des choses qui font
Weakness,
la gloire de l'homme.
anger,
Il faut
pride.
arrêter avec ça. Vous
It
savez,
is
la-
things
la
which
personne
give
qui est
glory to
méchante
man.
se sent aussi glorieuse.
When someone
Parce que la
is
colère lui donne une
wicked,
impression de force. La haine lui
is
donne une
furious.
impression de force. Mais c'est pas
The
bon.
hatred gives
Mais
him
c'est faux.
the feeling of being strong.
Ça ne va
It's
pas
not
changer le cours
reality.
des événements.
It cannot change the events.
C'est Dieu qui décide sur le cours des événements.
God is the one who decides.
Au contraire, ce qui est écrit, ce qu'on sème, on récolte ça. Tu sèmes la méchanceté.
It is written, what
Il faut semer l'amour.
what is put
la
on
bonté.
earth is going
Maintenant,
with
peut-être
what
que tu
you're
as des
going
difficultés
to
à entrer dans
harvest.
cet amour pour le moment. Mais
The seed you put on
évite
earth, you're going to
au moins
harvest the fruit.
de regarder aux autres, de les juger, de te
If you can't
comparer,
love,
de faire
don't
un
judge
problème que les
others.
autres soient
Don't
bénis.
compare with others. Don't
Occupe-toi
stop
de
the
tes
blessing which
affaires.
comes to others.
Commence
Take care
par
of
ça,
yourself.
et puis l'étape de l'amour viendra par là.
Take care of your own business.
Commence par t'occuper de tes
Begin
affaires.
by small things. Mind your own business.
Troisième
Some
élément,
other things
c'est la jeunesse.
are going to happen.
Écrit dans Ecclésiaste 12. Ecclésiaste 12.
The third thing, it is in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12.
Verset 1er. Jeune homme,
Ecclesiastes chapter 12.
réjouis-toi dans ta jeunesse. Donc, jeune
So
homme,
remember
jeune femme,
your Creator
réjouis-toi dans ta
while
jeunesse.
you are still young,
Livre ton
before
cœur à la joie pendant les jours de ta
those
jeunesse.
dismal days of
Marche dans les
years
voies de ton cœur,
come
que selon les
when
regards
you
de
will
tes
say,
yeux. Mais sache
I
que
don't
pour tout
enjoy
cela, Dieu
life.
t'appellera en
That is
jugement.
when
Bannis
the
de ton
light
cœur
of
le
the sun,
chagrin et éloigne le mal de ton corps, car la jeunesse
the moon
et l'aurore
and the stars will grow
sont-
dim for you,
Quelle
and the rain
comparaison.
clouds will never
Jeunesse
pass
et le
away.
matin. La jeunesse et le matin,
The youth and the morning,
c'est zéro.
it is just
Le matin, il arrive vite, il
as
passe,
the
il
smoke.
arrive le soir. Donc la jeunesse,
Morning
et
is
l'aurore
going rapidly.
sont vanité. La plupart d'entre
The
nous, nous
youth
avons même des
and the
souvenirs
morning,
d'enfance.
it's just
Quand
vanity.
nous avions 12 ans, 13 ans, c'est comme
We
c'était
used to think
frais,
about,
mais c'est passé
sometimes we
si
think
vite.
about the time we
Comme le
were
matin passe
12
si
years
vite.
old. It is how the morning is going away quickly.
Sache
So
que tu
fast.
seras appelé en jugement, même si tu es jeune. Dieu
One
te
day,
jugera.
God is going to judge you. Even you are young,
Que la jeunesse
God
ne
is
soit pas
going
une
to
excuse
judge
pour
you.
toi. Parce que ça
Don't
n'en
let
est pas
your
une pour
youth
Dieu.
be
Tu es
a
jeune,
reason for you.
d'accord, mais tu es conscient, tu es intelligent.
You young, you intelligent,
Prends les bonnes
you know what
décisions.
things are.
Prends
You
les
can
bonnes
take good decision. Take a good stand,
Ne
good
te-
decision.
Ne te trompe pas par des fausses illusions en te disant
Don't
que
deceive yourself,
jeunesse
thinking,
rime avec légèreté.
if
Et
as
Dieu
I
ne
am
tient
young,
pas
I can
compte
do
de-
what I
de
want,
ce que font les jeunes.
that
C'est
God
faux.
is not going to consider
Dieu en
things I
tient
do because
compte.
I'm young.
Il dit, fais
No,
ce que tu
God
veux,
is
jeune
going
homme.
to consider.
Réjouis-toi dans ta jeunesse. Fais ce que tu veux.
It is,
Livre
do
ton
what
cœur
you
à la
want.
joie pendant les jours de ta jeunesse.
Do
Marche
everything
dans les
you
voies
want.
de ton cœur et selon les regards
But
de tes yeux. Mais sache
do
que
what
pour
you
tout
want.
cela, Dieu t'appellera en jugement.
God
Pour
is
tout
going
cela,
to
Dieu
judge you.
t'appellera en jugement.
God is going to judge you.
Ne te méprends pas sur Dieu. Dieu te considère
Don't
comme responsable.
have a wrong idea
Même si
about
dans le
God.
pays, on
God
te
considers
considère
that
comme
you are
irresponsable,
responsible.
mais Dieu, lui,
Even
te
in this
considère comme
country,
responsable. Tu sais ce que tu fais.
people consider you are not responsible. God considers you are
Cette
responsible because
impression-là
you
de
know
jeunesse-là,
what you're doing.
ce n'est qu'une impression. Ce n'est
You
pas une
just
réalité.
got an impression that you are young.
Parce que le
It's
temps
not
passe
reality
vite.
because time is passing by
Ceux qui ont
quickly.
80 ans aujourd'hui avaient aussi
People
ton
who are
âge un
80
jour.
today, people who are 80 today,
Mais ça passe
in the
vite.
past, they were young.
Comme
They had,
l'aurore.
they were
La
young.
jeunesse
It's
et le
going
matin et l'aurore
away
ne
quickly.
sont que
Just
vanité,
as the
ce n'est
morning,
rien du tout,
the
c'est
morning, it
juste
is the same time
apparent.
as being young. It is just
Nous
appearance.
ne sommes
It's
qu'une
vanity.
vapeur, comme dit Jacques.
We
La vapeur sort et
just a
disparaît.
breath. The breath just is blown.
Nous clôturons avec Matthieu 6.
We're going to conclude with
Gardez-vous de
Matthew
pratiquer
chapter
votre
6.
justice devant les hommes, pour en être vu.
Matthew 16.
Autrement, vous n'aurez point de récompense auprès de votre Père qui est dans les cieux.
Jesus said
Lorsque tu fais
to the
l'aumône,
people,
ne sonne pas de la trompette devant
don't
toi,
show to people
comme
that
font
you
les
are
hypocrites
right.
dans les synagogues
When
et
you
dans
give
les
money
rues,
to
afin
poor
d'être
people, don't do
glorifiés
it
par les hommes.
as hypocrites.
Je vous le dis en vérité,
Would
ils ont leur
do it
récompense.
in order to be
Mais quand tu fais l'aumône,
worshipped by
ta main
people.
gauche ne sache pas ce que
So
fait ta
when
droite.
you give
Afin que
something
ton aumône
to the needy
se
people,
fasse
do not
en
make a
secret,
big
et ton
show
Père qui voit dans
of
le
it.
secret te
The
rendra.
hypocrites do
Lorsque
in
vous
the houses
priez,
of
ne
worship
soyez pas comme
and
les
on the
hypocrites
street.
qui aiment
They
à
do
prier
it
debout
so
dans
that
les
people
synagogues et
will
au coin
praise
des
them
rues
I assure you, they have already been paid in food. But when you help a needy person, do it in such a way that even your closest friend will not know about it. Then it will be a private matter, and your Father who sees what you do in private will reward you. When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites. They love to stand up and pray in the houses of worship and on the street corners so that everyone will see them. I assure you. Many people say, oh, we rise up at 2 in the morning and we're going to destroy the demons. They think that saying many, many words, they're going to cast away demons. No, it's just drama. God, the demons don't fear that. But if you pray in faith to Jesus Christ, when you pray, when you proclaim the word, you consider that they are serious. It is not your fluency. It is the faith which makes the difference. We conclude about the pride concerning the things of God. Many are glorifying themselves. I am deacon, I am pastor, I'm a preacher, I pray. Most of the time I sing for God. My brother, my father is a pastor. All this is nothing. What is important is that your heart be to God, belongs to God. It is the most important thing. I pray a lot. All this is nothing. In the sky, you won't pray no more. When you die, you won't pray no more. Our church is beautiful. It's a mistake. The disciple told Jesus, look at this temple, how great it is, how beautiful it is. Jesus said, no, don't be deceived, because in the coming days, there won't be stone upon stone on this temple. 70 years later, the temple was destroyed. Oh, we've got a beautiful church, we've got a good pastor. All these are going to pass away. It's going to pass away. But God stays forever. God stays forever. You must tie yourself to God. All the glory of the earth is passing away. When you feel yourself superior to others, that superiority will not last forever. One day you'll be at others. It's my teaching today. What's catching you back? What glory is catching you back? Your house? It's because you and your husband, you've got a good job. What makes you? What prevents you following God? What glory prevents you to leave everything and follow God? It's because they are taking themselves, they are stuck to something. When God calls you, He wants you to leave all glory just to follow Him. Then you take the glory of God, not your own glory, but the glory of God. But when we see people, they can't follow God, they're slow to follow God. It means they have got their own glories they don't want to live. Leave away, let it down, let away your glory and follow the Lord. I want to show what we have chosen, Psalm 131. It is our brother in faith, David. We have chosen Psalm 131. Let's read it. Lord, I have given up my pride and turned away from my arrogance. I am not
Loin de
concerned
là,
with great
j'ai l'âme
matters
calme et
or
tranquille,
with
comme un
subjects
enfant
too
sevré
difficult for me.
qui est auprès de sa
Instead,
mère.
I am
J'ai
content
l'âme comme un
and
enfant
at
sevré.
peace as a
Israël
child
met ton
lies
espoir en
quietly
l'Éternel,
in its
dès
mother's
maintenant
arms.
et à jamais.
So
Amen.
my heart is
Je ne
quiet
m'occupe pas
within
de ce
me.
qui est élevé,
Israel
de ce qui est
trusts in
grand,
the Lord
de la gloire,
now
du succès. Je
and
dis aux
forever.
frères dans la foi, je dis,
I don't
frères,
care about
ne
the
cherchons
glory of
pas
this
le
world, about
succès.
success.
Prêchons
I
l'évangile,
told my,
sauvons
I
les
used to tell
âmes.
my
Tout ça,
brother,
c'est rien.
don't care
Vous avez
about
entendu parler
the glory of this
d'un de
world.
nos aînés qui nous a
Let's just preach
précédés,
the
qui a
gospel.
été un exemple pour
We
beaucoup à une
have
certaine
you
époque.
heard
Aujourd'hui,
about
il vient d'être arrêté,
one, our
encoré,
pastor,
ils ont des choses.
was
Ça nous fait mal.
a great pastor,
50 ans
young
de
Yeshua, who is
ministère.
now
On a même-
arrested,
le juge même a été clément, parce que même le juge
and
était
the judge
reconnaissant de
was
ce que cet homme avait fait comme apport
so nice to him
en
because he
Corée,
has
à
recognized
travers
what
l'œuvre
the
de
man,
Dieu.
that man, show has done
Mais
for his
toujours
country.
l'évangile de la réussite,
But
l'évangile de la
but the,
prospérité. Voilà où ça mène.
the gospel
Au point
of
que
prosperity,
il détourne l'argent.
it has led him
Parce qu'il dit,
to take the
il
money
voulait
from the
pratiquer
church
l'évangile de la prospérité, l'évangile
because
de la
he didn't
richesse.
want
On
to
veut
live
ressusciter. On
the,
veut la gloire
the
des
gospel
hommes.
of the
Pourquoi?
prosperity. People are looking
Au ciel,
for
nous
the
serons
glory of men.
éternellement avec
Why?
Dieu dans la gloire. Pourquoi s'accrocher
In
à 120 ans?
heaven,
C'est
we're
pas
going
si
to have the
vite.
glory of God for eternity.
Faisons
Why
comme
do you
David.
stay here
C'est comme un enfant.
looking for the glory
Un
of
enfant dans les
the
bras de
earth?
sa maman.
Let's do
Qui est la
as
guerre.
David, as
Qui est
a
pas la
baby
guerre. Vous savez,
who is in the arm
une
of
maman, quand
his mother.
elle met au monde un enfant, que ce
When
soit
there is a
pendant
war
la
on a war,
que ce soit pas
it is,
pendant la guerre.
even it is a time of war,
Pour elle,
if
son
there is a
enfant,
mother
c'est-
who
c'est-
gives the birth
c'est
to,
un
man,
roi.
to a baby,
Que ce soit
for
dans un
that
pays
mother,
pauvre, que ce soit dans un pays
her
riche.
baby is a king.
Voilà.
Be it in a
Un tel enfant
rich country
est
or a
béni
poor country,
parce qu'il est dans
that
les bras d'une personne qui est-
baby is blessed because it's in the hands of the one who's
Lui, il est au
considering
courant de
him
rien.
as
Mais il est
a
en
king.
sécurité.
The baby doesn't know
La
anything,
personne qui la le porte
but
ne
the
tient pas
person
compte que c'est la
who's
guerre, ne tient pas compte
bearing
du
the
fait
baby
que
doesn't
demain,
consider
ils
that
savent pas ce qu'ils vont
there is
manger.
war.
Mais la personne qui porte ce bébé-là
He doesn't think about what the baby is going to eat,
considère que ce bébé-là, c'est toute sa richesse.
but
Ça,
that
c'est
person
beau.
considers that baby
C'est que
is
Dieu
all
pense
his wealth. It's just a beautiful thing. It's what God is thinking about us.
Et-
God wants
et
to
nous sommes
bear
toute
us.
sa richesse.
We
Il le
are the
dit
wealth of God.
lui-même dans Luc au chapitre 15.
God himself says it in Luke
Dans
chapter
Luc au chapitre
15. Luke chapter 15.
Tous les publicains et les gens de mauvaise vie s'approchaient de Jésus pour l'entendre. Et les pharisiens et les
We
scribes
read this.
murmuraient, disant, cet homme accueille des gens de mauvaise vie et mange avec eux.
Luke chapter.
Mais il leur dit cette parabole.
One day,
Lequel d'entre vous,
when many
si la
collected
cendre
tax
dit, et
and
que la
others
terre d'une
outcasts
reste
came to listen to
99
Jesus,
pauvres
the
dans le
Pharisees
désert pour
and
aller
the
à la
teachers
recherche de celle
and the
qui est
law
perdue
started
jusqu'à ce
grumbling,
qu'il la trouve.
this man will come outcast
Il a
and
mis en
even
joie sur
eats
ses
with
épaules.
them.
Et de
So
retour
Jesus
à la
told
maison,
them this
il
parable.
appelle ses amis
Suppose
et
one
ses
of
voisins
you
et leur dit,
has 100 sheep
réjouissez-vous avec moi,
and
car j'ai trouvé
loses
mon
one of
brebis
them.
qui était
What
perdu.
does he do?
De même
He
que
leaves
vous
the
dit,
other
il rappelle
99 sheep in the pasture and goes looking for the one that got lost until he finds it. When he finds it, he is so happy that he puts it on his shoulders and carries it back home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and say to them, I am happy I found my lost sheep. Let us celebrate. In the same way, I tell you, there will be more joy in the heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 respectable people who do not need to repent. Let's be like this coin of money. As the other parable, being a coin or the woman, I prefer to be the coin because the coin was lost and the woman looks for it, looked and find that coin, and she invited the people. What the important place. Many of us prefer to be that woman she was looking for. David proposes us to be the coin, to be a sheep. It suggests us to be the baby in the arms of the mother, to be in peace. It is written in Romans chapter 12. Don't be attracted by what is
Celui qui s'élève, Dieu l'appelle.
elevated.
Celui qui s'abaisse.
The one who's going to lift himself, God is going to put him down.
Dieu résiste
It
aux
is written in Peter 1 Peter 1:5. God resists proud people, but God gave his grace to humble people. Let's forget about everything we have. Even you tall, all this is going to pass away. You will bother other people, because the day you die, they're going to have trouble to find a coffin, which is your thighs. All this passes away. Even you are young, all this is going to pass away. I am jealous of the young people who are in Lord. They are blessed. But the one who wait, they are putting on and on their own wave. And one day they can have difficult situation. In the plane which has disappeared, there were also young people there. Today is the day to humiliate ourselves.
J'ai choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. J'ai choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui.